Welcome to Concordia On Air. I'm your host, Kyle Bartholomew.
And I'm Jay White. Coming up on today's show.
In news, student support for Senator Al Franken.
In sports, it's hockey season.
In weather, catastrophic devastations in the Philippines.
Acoustic buzz on A&E.
All that and more on Concordia On Air.
So stay tuned. So welcome to Concordia On Air. I've been waiting all week for this show.
Same here.
As you can see, he wore the suit for today's show. And yeah, before we get any further into the show, I just wanted to post just a promo of You're in Town. So basically, we've seen all the behind the scenes. This is just kind of a promo for everybody to just see the actual acting.
All right, man. Hashtag
roll it.
All right, man. That was a great clip. Clearly, it's free to go there. So, as a college freshman, I'm understanding that anything free is good. So I will be going there since it is free.
And I'll join you if I'm not the third wheel. You know what I mean? No, I'm just playing. I'll
All
invite someone.
right, man.
You know?
All right.
But yeah, we interviewed for the past probably 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Just the cast of You're in Town.
Yeah, the designer of the lights. I mean, you don't get to interview those guys every day.
Nah, we actually got the director and an actor herself, just kind of giving you more information. So check those out on the YouTube. But yeah, besides that, I'm gonna check that out. Even with the busy week ahead of me, it's worth it. They put a lot of time into it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, when you put that much time into something, you got to go watch it. It's gonna be phenomenal. I've heard good things about it already from the people watching it and the previews and stuff. It's cool.
Definitely, but this coming up week is Thanksgiving. We got to focus on that. They got the Thanksgiving dinner, I believe, tomorrow night.
Yeah.
So I think President Kraft and his wife are gonna be there, as I heard, handing out turkey.
Turkey or dinner? Yeah, something like that. All right. Well, anyways, we're gonna send it over to news and hear about Al Franken, who is an elected official.
Welcome to News. I'm Morgan Schleif.
And I'm Jocelyn Marie. Concordia students are never afraid to voice their political opinions, and this week, some students did just that, as Senator Al Franken is up for re-election this coming year. Students held an Al Franken house party in Old Main on Monday in hopes to start showing some campus support. The statewide event gave students an opportunity to discuss Senator Franken's plans for healthcare, education, job outlook, and equality. The event was also a time for students to form plans to help Franken in his campaigning. On Thursday nights, campus Democrats will be phone banking to gain support. If you would like to be a part of the action, please contact Campus Democrats or visit www.alfranken.com.
Nobel Peace Prize winner and renowned physicist Francesco Calahero is an honored guest at Concordia this week and is educating students. Concordia's Department of Mathematics is sponsoring a lecture series by Calahero. The series covers various topics November 12th through the 15th and kicked off with Cool Numbers at T. Wallen Lecture held last evening. Tonight and tomorrow at 7 p.m. are Calahero's Nobel Peace Prize lectures. Tonight's lecture focuses on nuclear weapons and the desirability and feasibility of a nuclear weapon-free world. Tomorrow, a second prize lecture focusing on the social responsibility of scientists will be held at 7. This lecture will also include a history and update on the current activities of Pugwash conferences on science and world affairs, the organization with which Calahero won a Nobel Peace Prize. Friday at 9:20 a.m. is a student panel discussion to end the series.
Well, Concordia Dance Marathon is leaving their mark on the new Sanford Children's Hospital and in a big way. Thanks to a $50,000 endowment, Concordia Dance Marathon will sponsor a room for young patients at the new hospital opening in 2017. To reach the monetary goal, Dance Marathon puts on flash mobs around campus and holds the annual Cobberthon, a day-long event filled with dance activities and everything possible to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network. We'll have more information on the endowment later in the broadcast, but if you would like to contribute to Dance Marathon's goal, participate in flash mobs, or do anything for the kids, like the Facebook page or email concordiadancemarathon@gmail.com.
Students interested in jump-starting their career headed to Academy Hall and the Ramada Plaza Suites this afternoon for the Tri-College Career and Internship Fair. Nearly 90 organizations who are currently recruiting for internship and co-op opportunities were represented at the fair. The organizations mentioned that they seek liberal arts and business majors to fill these national, regional, and local positions. If you are unable to attend the event, be sure to stop by the Career Center in Academy 101 or visit the co-op office down the hall to find out more about employment in your field of study.
Sometimes making a difference is as easy as taking a step. This past weekend, Concordia hosted Walk for Sudan, an event to raise awareness for the people of Sudan facing constant aerial bombardment and ground fighting. Due to government regulations, thousands have fled the Nuba Mountains and the Blue Nile state of Sudan for mountain caves and refugee camps. Walk for Sudan is a national movement throughout the country, and it partners with different organizations, like the Nuba Water Project to help refugees. If you miss the walk, you can still send donations for the people of Sudan to walkforsudan.org.
If you prefer running to walking, you're in luck. Fargo's Runnin' and Rockin' Marathon registration is officially open for the 10th annual event taking place May 8th to the 10th of 2014. While it may seem like a ways out, studies show that it takes anywhere from 12 to 14 weeks at least to prepare for a full marathon. For those that are not interested in running 26.2 miles, the Fargo Marathon also sponsors a 5K, 10K, and half marathon. The entire event will close with an after-marathon old-fashioned street dance. If you want to be a part of the 24,000 plus people who take part, go to www.fargomarathon.com and click on the registration link. Be sure to do this before December 31st for the prices jump after this deadline. But before we start thinking about an outdoor marathon, let's get the wintry weather from Asha Coletti.
Good evening, this is Asha Coletti with the weather forecast for the week. Today, the temperatures were between 46 degrees Celsius and 46 degrees Fahrenheit and 30 degrees Fahrenheit, and it was partly cloudy. And tomorrow, the temperatures could be as high as 39 degrees Fahrenheit, and the temperatures could low to 27 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's going to be slightly cloudy with some light snow or some drizzles too. On Friday, it's going to be cloudy skies with temperatures ranging from 41 degrees Fahrenheit, and it could go as low as 32 degrees Fahrenheit. On Saturday, over the weekend, we are going to have a clear sky with temperatures ranging from 50 degrees Fahrenheit to 28 degrees Fahrenheit, which is going to be the warmest over the week. On Sunday, again, the temperatures are going to remain 50 degrees Fahrenheit to 28 degrees Fahrenheit, but with a few clouds. On Monday, the temperatures are going to go down drastically to 28 degrees Fahrenheit, which is the highest, and the temperatures lowest will be 21 degrees Fahrenheit with a partly cloudy sky. And on Tuesday, it's going to be a clear sky with temperatures again bouncing back to 43 degrees Fahrenheit and over to 45 degrees Fahrenheit. And now it's time for us to look at the strongest typhoon that ever hit this world in the Philippines. We all know that the strongest typhoon smashed into Philippines on Friday, forcing more than 1 million people flee flooding villages and raising fears of widespread casualties. Haiyan, a Category 5 super typhoon, scored the north tip of Cebu province and headed northwest towards the Buresi Island, both tourist destinations, after lashing the central islands of Leyte and Samar with about 170 miles per hour wind gusts and 5 to 6 meter waves. At least 10,000 were killed and countless were injured, Natural Disaster Agency spokesman Ray Belludo told reporters in Manila. the death toll could rise as the reports arrive. The humanitarian impacts of the Haiyan threatens to be colossal, said Patrick Fuller, spokesman for the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies. Power and communications in the three large islands of Samar, Leyte, and Bohol were completely down. There is more bad news for the Philippines over the week as a tropical disturbance, perhaps a tropical storm, will reach the nation during the middle of this week. This tropical system will target some of the areas hit hardest by Haiyan, with another round of heavy rainfall further hindering the recovery efforts and those homeless following the typhoon. Nearly 10 million Philippines have been affected by the typhoon, and the Philippine government and the United States government is actually sending aircraft carriers and several other forces to the Philippines to help speed up the relief efforts, while reminding you all to keep in your prayers all those who are affected by this deadly storm. It is now time to toss it on over to Kyle for an interview with the mayor of Circle Pine City.
All right, we're back, and I'm here with my dad, actually, who's the mayor of Circle Pines. Lucky enough, he drove up 3.5 hours just for this interview, right?
That's right.
So let me just get a background of what you do as the mayor.
Well, I've been mayor for about 10 years, just got reelected last week. Mayor kind of helps run the city, although most cities have a professional people that have degrees in city administration and stuff. So mayor's kind of the voice, the face of a community.
Cool. So why would one want to run for office?
Well, especially in these days when it gets kind of nasty and dirty sometimes in campaigning, it might be a good question. It's all about service. Everybody does different things to serve the community. That's part of who we are. And I happen to do better at this. I tried being a confirmation guide at my church, my Lutheran church, but I found that I didn't have quite the patience for that, and I would do better with adults. So I try to serve through the community. It's like Martin Luther said, you know, God doesn't need your good works, but your neighbor does. So this is my way of providing some services.
Awesome. So has this always been a part of your life, or did you do it like after you got done with college, or how did you become a mayor, and how did it all start?
Well, I've done a lot of things. I have a couple degrees in political science. I'm originally from Fargo and attended NDSU for 2 years, and then transferred down to Arizona State University and got a bachelor's and master's degree. I have worked for the governor of Minnesota. His name was Rudy Perpich back in the day. I worked for the state legislature, but I really loved working at the local level. It's not a partisan race. It's a chance to kind of serve and help your neighbors and to kind of lift everybody up a bit. So I do a lot of work in my community, and I just love it.
Awesome. So how much longer do you think you're going to be a part of this mayor/politics
That's
thing?
a good question. When I first got into this, I was a real big believer in term limits. I thought I should just run a couple times, and now I've been in there. It's my 5th term, 2-year term as mayor. I just got reelected last week. Interestingly enough, nobody runs against me. I never know if that means I'm doing a great job or if that means nobody else wants the job. It's probably one of those two. It only pays about $3,000 a year, so it's really a lot about service. But I often get asked to run for the legislature or for Congress. I haven't decided to do that yet. I also am an executive director of a nonprofit in the Minneapolis-St. Paul area, because Circle Pines is a suburb of that. So, but I just love it. It's my way of serving. Everybody does different things. People coach teams. People do a lot of things with youth and everything. For me, this is my kind of giving back.
All right, awesome. So what is it like to be a father that has a son going to Concordia? And especially since I'm an only child, what is it like with the house now that I'm not there?
It's marvelous. I could tell you the quiet, the peace and quiet that happens. No, actually, it's a little bit lonesome. Your mother and I miss you. We're glad to see you're doing well. Since I heard you weren't shaving, I decided to try to start doing a little no shaving in November apparently too.
Awesome.
Your mother's not quite so sure about that, by the way. But it's actually great. We're very proud of you, and your Concordia is a wonderful college, and so we're very, very glad to have you here.
Awesome. Thank you so much for letting me interview today, sir. And let's send it over to sports with Jeremy and Ashley.
Hi, welcome to sports. I'm Jeremy Pierce.
And I'm Ashley Thompson. Volleyball season wrapped up this year with a 9-2 record in conference play for Concordia, and it was about time the ladies were thanked for all their hard work. 4 Concordia volleyball players were honored by the MIAC to close out the season, including seniors Kayla Hampton and Angie Waller, junior Kendall Ross, and sophomore Olivia Wangenstein. Hampton and Waller both received their first ever all-conference honor. Kindle Ross simply held on to her all-conference honor from last year. Where does that leave Wangenstein? She is the team's representative for the All-MIAC sportsmanship team. Thanks for a great season, ladies. It's been killer.
The Concordia football team unfortunately lost to the St. Thomas on Saturday, breaking their 4-game winning streak. The Tommies won 34-20. This now makes the Cobbers 7-2 overall and 5-2 in the MIAC. Concordia scored all 20 points in the first half of the game, but the Tommies' defense was on top of their game in the second half. Griffin O'Neill threw one touchdown to Brandon Zylstra and ran the other one in, but the Tommies blocked all of our extra point kicks and our field goals, which seemed to throw the Cobbers off their game. This weekend, the Cobbers will host the Gusties in the last game of the season.
The Cobbers are diving into a brand new season on the women's swim and dive team. The ladies had back-to-back meets this past Friday and Saturday at Northern State and MSUM. Friday's meet proved the ladies own the top 3, even with their loss. Jolene Baker was the only member with an event win, swimming a 26:55 in the 50-yard freestyle. She took first only 0.21 seconds ahead of second place. Freshman Madeline Johnson and Jolene Pleckenpole snagged second place finishes in the 100-yard backstroke and 500-yard freestyle, respectively. Then came the threes. Junior Kelsey Appert was third in the 200 freestyle. Sophomore Megan Obrecht took it in the 100 breaststroke. And freshman Katrina Teskey and Samantha Murray finished off our Cobber top 3s in the 100 back and 500 freestyle, respectively. With results like these, it looks like the ladies have the potential for some high-scoring meets this year. That's it.
Not only was it the Deer opener last weekend, but it was also the season opener for the Concordia wrestling team. The guys went to the NDSU Bison opening and had 7 wrestlers placed in the top 5 of their weight classes. Seniors Kyle DeLuke and Cody Kasprick placed 3rd in their weight classes. Jacoby Bergeron, Jake Long, Jake Krogstad, and Sebastian Gardner all placed 4th in their weight classes, and Chris Harrison placed 5th in his class. Concordia wrestled against NDSU, MSUM, U of M, Minot State, SDSU, and Northern State. This was a great opener for the Cobbers, and now the Cobbers are wrestling at the Southwest Minnesota State as we speak. Good luck, guys.
Well, it wasn't all bad for the Cobber ladies hockey team during Saturday's game against Stevens Point. While the team did lose to the Pointers 3 goals, Concordia got its first goal of the year. Freshman Ellen Rethwish managed the goal on a power play in the final period with only 7 seconds left to play. Talk about heart. And even with the Pointers outshooting the Cobbers 31-20, goalie Madison Denny ultimately blocked more shots than the UW team, making 28 saves total. Concordia is now 0-2-1 this season, but keep in mind, all the teams they've played so far have been ranked within the nation's top 20. So while it might seem easy to give up early, keep a close eye on these ladies because they're fired up and ready to go.
This weekend, the men's hockey team defeated the UW Superior Yellow Jackets 3-2. Jeremy Johnson, Jordan Christensen, and Caleb Suderman scored all 3 goals. Chris Neomontes continued being a puck-stopping machine by only letting 2 goals out of the 39 attempts on the goal. This gives Chris a 96% stopping record. Jeremy Johnson made the first goal and marked his very first collegiate goal. The Cobbers will take on the Gusties on November 15th and 16th. And now back to the hosts.
Hello, here we have Amanda representing the Dance Marathon Committee, and yeah, we just have her here just letting us know a little bit more about what Dance Marathon represents and what the goals are. Before that, could we just get just what your position is on Dance Marathon? What do you do?
I'm the chair of Dance Marathon, which means I get to kind of oversee everything. I get to make people really pumped up and excited on our committee, and then I kind of get to do a little bit of everything, which is really exciting.
That's awesome. I like that. So what does Dance Marathon really consist of? Like I know I've been to a couple events at the end. Like it's April, right?
It's March.
March, excuse me. And that event is awesome. But just throughout the year, what do you do to just promote and just have a fun atmosphere?
Yeah, so Dance Marathon is actually a national-wide kind of spread across the country. There's over 150 colleges and high schools that are involved in this program. And what we do is we really raise money and awareness for Children's Miracle Network, specifically Sanford Children's Hospital, and we do this. One of the big things we're known for is our flash mobs across campus. And then we also do some fun events. I think we're talking about doing possibly an open mic night, possibly hosting a dance, things like that.
That's awesome. Well, how could we get more people? Because I know that you're looking. I heard backstage that if we get about 47 more people, then you'll wear a Halloween costume through classes.
I will. My co-chair and I have made a bet with our committee that they can't get 50 people to sign up in the next 2 weeks. But really, we think they can, so this is more of a motivation than it is really like a bet. So we will wear our Halloween costumes just for them. So if you want to sign up, go ahead and email us to concordiadancemarathon@gmail.com, which Jocelyn said earlier, or
They could even speak to me.
talk to any of them. You'll see people wearing their Concordia Dance Marathon t-shirts. So yeah, ask anyone, they'll be able to tell you how to do it.
All right, then. So you think that there's going to be any events that we could know of, or be keeping their eyes open for?
Keep your eye open for something around January and February. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it's going to be a big thing. It's brand new for Dance Marathon. We're also talking about doing 12 Days of Miracles in December, where we're going to be featuring a different child every day and their story at Children's Miracle Network, and how Dance Marathon and Sanford Children's really impacted their lives. So.
All right, and do the children also dance with those that are on the committee, or?
They do. They'll come to our big event in March, which is March 15th, and you get to hang out with the kids and you get to hear their stories. And they love hanging out with college students. It's their favorite thing. I'll have parents literally stop me and when I'm walking through the mall, and their kids will come running up and they're like, "You're part of Dance Marathon. We love you." And it's super exciting. So if you love hanging out with kids and making their day, definitely join Dance Marathon.
Yeah, they have such powerful stories, you know.
They do.
But yeah, so we thank you. We thank you for just coming on Concordia On Air with us tonight, and let's try to get 47 more people up in there. And yeah, just so thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
We're gonna be tossing this over to A&E.
Hey, welcome to A&E. I'm your host, Michael.
I'm Lisa Upman.
I'm hearing a buzz, an acoustic buzz that is, featuring artist Joanna Burns. You might have seen her on YouTube doing covers to Maroon 5 and Amy Winehouse songs, and if you haven't heard of her yet, just know that this lady has got some soul. It's no wonder where she gets it from, with her influences being Aretha Franklin, the Queen of Soul. And Miss Burns doesn't want to rock her audience. She wants to more so move and groove them, so afterwards they can walk away with the feeling that the music was written just for them. So come be a part of this Move and Groove sesh tomorrow night, right in the Maze at 10 p.m.
This upcoming Sunday, you should head over to Memorial Auditorium for the Prism concert. It starts at 4 p.m. and you will get to witness the Concordia Band, as well as Concordia Saxophone Ensemble, Concordia Trumpet Ensemble, the Symphonic Band, the Jazz Ensembles, and Concordia Flute Choir, just to mention a few. Set aside an hour and a half Sunday the 17th and make sure you don't miss out on this great opportunity to see some of Concordia's best musicians perform live.
Yesterday in the Cyrus M. Running Gallery was the opening of the art exhibit with the theme Filling Space. The recent ceramic works of Concordia College Associate Art Professor Ross Hilgers were highlighted, and the space certainly was filled, with everyone coming to see his work. Hilgers enjoys creating clay sculpture that is non-functional, abstract, and focused on mass and form. Surprisingly, this lack of function creates greater clarity in his search for unexpected beauty. You can catch the featured work of Hilgers in the gallery up until December 15th, so make sure to check it out.
Did you know that Concordia does not only have its own TV show, we also have our very own radio station? Usually there are student-run radio shows every weekday from 2 to 12, and you can listen to tuning in to Channel 12 in your dorm or stream live on cordradio.org. On the website, you can also check out the weekly schedule to see when your favorite shows are playing. For example, there's a show called Ufta every Tuesday from 8 till 9, where they only play Scandinavian and Nordic music. Did I mention I'm Norwegian and that I'm in it? Check it out.
All paths lead to this year's opera scenes, which is guaranteed to bring an hour of great entertainment. The program will feature 24 singers performing ensembles from operas by Mozart, Gilbert and Sullivan, and American composer Douglas Moore. These singers will take on the task of singing some pretty difficult music as well as acting the character that the ensembles call for. You can only imagine what a challenge that is, but you could bet these singers have the vocal ability to get it done. The scenes will be performed in the recital hall of Vidston next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Everyone is welcome.
If your mom gets Snapchat, should you add her as a friend? I've got a few pictures suggesting that you shouldn't. Here's this week's top 5 proof your mom shouldn't have Snapchat. Number 5, she'll send you snaps of everything she sees, like this crow sitting on a roof. Number 4, she'll send snaps with totally made-up language attached. Googly moogly? Really? Number 3, she'll be really embarrassing. Just really, really embarrassing. Number 2, she'll keep reminding you to eat your veggies. Number 1, she'll let you know how single you really are and let you know who is willing to date you. Then again, it's your mom. She only wants what's best for you, and vegetables are healthy. I wonder if the hosts eat their veggies. Back to them.
We just wanted to say it's been an awesome show. I mean, we've heard so many great news stories. We've heard about the Philippines. We've heard about A&E stories.
We also got a great interview from your dad. Like,
I know. You pointed at us, and we're like, what the? She pointed at us. We could have been on air.
Swing Dancing Club is a social environment where everybody can get together and do social dances such as swing dancing of East Coast, West Coast, Lindy Hop. Those are just some of the forms of it. As far as Concordia students go, we have an average 70 to 100 at most.
Swing Club meets every Friday night, generally at MSUM, but occasionally at NDSU or Concordia. Intermediate lessons begin at 7 p.m. and beginner lessons at 8, which is then followed by a free dance from 9 to 11. First-time dancers are welcome and encouraged, even if they have no past experience.
We'll teach you how to dance. We take it very slow. If you're having troubles, we'll go up to you personally when it's not during pressure, like later on in the night, and we'll try and help you on a one-on-one basis or point you to somebody who can help. I think it's very low stress as far as the pressure goes. If you want to get better, you can get better, and if you don't want to worry about it, you don't have to.
Swing Club members can't seem to stay away, returning Friday after Friday. As to why they keep coming back every week, there are a variety of reasons.
What do I love about Swing Club? It is the greatest place for me to go on Friday nights. Me as a follow, I can go and turn my brain off after the weekend of doing all the papers and all the homework from our lovely workload we have at Concordia.
I really enjoy the community and the social aspect there, and I also enjoy the expression of the music, like being able to emphasize the music and the de-stress at the end of the week. So I generally go back because I have friends there, and I really enjoy being able to dance and just kind of let loose after a stressful week for a couple hours. It's also great exercise, but I just think of that as a bonus.
that swing dancing was so smooth, bro.
It was.
They had the little twist going, and they
yup.
had the old school. Like
Yup.
it was
good.
I haven't even
It was
checked it
good.
out yet. Where has it been all my life?
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, man, today's show was on point.
It was.
I gotta give it up to everybody on Concordia On
everyone
Air.
on Concordia On Air, man. Shout out to all you guys. Y'all are great.
But yeah, so we're gonna wrap up today's show. Hope you guys stay tuned.
Yeah, and check out next week, because next week we're going to have some furry animals on TV. And guess what? I might be interviewing a dog. We don't know yet, but I might be doing it. So check us out next week. Thanks for tuning in, and see y'all later.